In the vast expanse of Siberia, amidst the unforgiving cold and rugged terrain, lies a mesmerizing natural wonder known as Taiga forest. Enveloping the region like a green blanket, this majestic biome is the largest of its kind, stretching across millions of square kilometers. However, within the depths of its ancient trees and hidden depths, a mysterious disaster unfolded, shrouding the taiga in an aura of intrigue and uncertainty. For more than a century, the Taiga forest has captivated explorers, scientists, and natural enthusiasts alike with its breathtaking beauty and remarkable biodiversity. Its towering conifers, such as spruce, fir, and pine, dominate the landscape, forming a lush and vibrant ecosystem. This vast wilderness is home to the elusive creatures like the Siberian tiger, the majestic brown bear, and countless species of birds, providing a sanctuary for wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. Yet beneath the tranquility lies an enigmatic event that sent shockwaves through the heart of the taiga. Whispers of a mysterious disaster have echoed through the Siberian wilderness, leaving scientists puzzled and locals unnerved. Was it a cataclysmic natural occurrence, an unexplained natural phenomenon, or something even more sinister? The answers remain elusive, buried within the dense layers of the forest. Join us as we embark on an exploration of the taiga's depths, delving into the secrets and unraveling the mystery of the disaster that unfolded within its ancient confines. Picture this: June 30th, 1908, in the heart of Siberia. A tranquil morning takes a sudden and catastrophic turn when the Tunguska event, an enormous explosion, rocks the region. At precisely 7:14 a.m., the Earth quakes as a colossal blast, equivalent to the force of 15 megatons of TNT, engulfs the sky with a harsh bang. The deafening boom echoes through the air, shattering the peace of the Podkamennaya Tunguska River area, and a chain reaction of destruction unfolds. In the blink of an eye, a staggering 2,000 square kilometers of land, an area half the size of Rhode Island, is leveled. The towering pine forest, a sanctuary of natural beauty, is charred and reduced to ashes across more than 100 square kilometers. The sheer magnitude of the explosion is mind-boggling, dwarfing the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, Japan 4 decades earlier. But how did it happen in the first place? A farmer named S. Semenov, who was interviewed by Russian mineralogist Leonard Kulik during a 1930 expedition, said that he was having breakfast at the Vanavara trading post located 40 miles south of the river when suddenly the sky split in two and a large fire appeared over the forest. Shortly after, the sky closed again, and there was a powerful thud that threw Semenov a few yards away. Meanwhile, A.Y. Tugaranov, the director of a museum in the remote city of Krasnovarsk, didn't witness the fire, but he heard 3 or 4 consecutive dull sounds resembling distant artillery explosions. When Tugaranov visited the nearby village of Turukhansk a few weeks later, the local residents mentioned hearing similar sounds, although they compared them to thunder rather than artillery. Furthermore, various phenomena associated with the Tunguska event were observed worldwide. Just moments after Semenov was knocked down, seismic stations in Eurasia recorded magnitude 5 tremors originating from Siberia. The airwaves traveled even farther and were detected as far as Croatia, Germany, Batavia, and the Dutch East Indies, even Washington, D.C. Not only this, but in the nights following the Tunguska incident, unusual phenomena occurred. One notable occurrence was the presence of abnormally intense nighttime illumination, which was observed across Europe and Western Russia. The illumination was so bright that people could read printed material even at midnight without the need for artificial lighting. The first expeditions. The Tunguska event caused concern throughout Russia, but authorities were slow to investigate due to several reasons. The event occurred in a remote region that was challenging to access with research equipment. Additionally, Russia was entering a turbulent period of political unrest marked by revolutions and internal conflicts. In 1921, just before the end of the Russian Civil War, the first official research project was initiated. Led by Leonid Kulik on behalf of the Soviet Academy of Sciences, the project involved a geological survey of the Tunguska River Basin. Local accounts, including Semenov's testimony, led Kulik to believe that the event was caused by a meteor impact. Kulik sought additional funding from the Soviet government and returned to the basin in search of the impact crater. However, Much to his disappointment, the local hunters he employed could not find any evidence of such a crater. Instead, they discovered an area in the forest where the trees were burned, stripped of branches, and knocked down, all facing away from a central point. In 1927, Leonard Kulik, the primary researcher of the Tunguska event, described his initial encounter with the site. "I am still unable to organize my chaotic impressions of this excursion. From our observation point, there is no sign of forest left, as everything has been devastated and burned. On the edges of this desolate area, young, 20-year-old trees are vigorously sprouting, seeking sunlight and life. It's an eerie feeling to witness thick, towering trees snapped like twigs, their tops thrown several meters away to the south. This ring of new growth encircles the burned area, and beyond it lies the vast and unending taiga, unaffected by terrestrial fires and winds." The photographs Kulik had did not provide a comprehensive understanding of the entire spectacular event, this extraordinary meteorite fall. Convinced that there should be fragments of a metallic space rock based on available evidence, Kulik devoted the majority of the following 3 years to searching for it in the Tunguska wilderness. Despite the assistance and expertise of the locals, the search proved arduous and ultimately unsuccessful, posing significant dangers to those involved, including Kulik himself. The lack of meteorite evidence led to further searches and increased speculation. Scientists in the Soviet Union and around the world began considering the possibility that Tunguska could have been caused by a comet or cosmic dust. The explosion explained. In the aftermath of World War II, science fiction writers began offering their own theories about the Tunguska event. Alexander Konstantsev, a Russian writer, proposed that a nuclear explosion caused the devastation. However, considering the event occurred in 1908, the only explanation for a nuclear explosion would be if an atomic-powered spacecraft from another planet had exploded over Siberia. Subsequently, a wide range of explanations involving aliens and the paranormal emerged regarding Tunguska. After the Cold War, some even suggested that Nikola Tesla had triggered the event through his secret death ray experiments. The history of Tunguska research blurred the lines between science and fantasy. Inspired by Konstantev's story, a group of independent scientists began conducting annual expeditions to the Tunguska site in the late 1950s. Initially, they aimed to investigate the possibility of extraterrestrial visitation. However, their commitment to empirical research surpassed their fascination with aliens. Over time, these scientists, known as the Complex Amateur Expedition, collaborated with mainstream scientists at the Academy of Sciences and provided extensive data for astrophysical analysis. Their efforts contributed to the emergence of new Tunguska hypotheses, including the presence of an ice core from a comet, geotectonic processes, and alternative types of asteroids. But some scientists argue that a comet may have caused the explosion based on historical records of notable noctilucent cloud formations in the skies over Europe following the event. These clouds are believed to be a result from a sudden influx of ice crystals into the upper atmosphere, possibly triggered by the rapid vaporization of a comet. Others maintain that the event was caused by an asteroid, a large meteoroid measuring around 50 to 100 meters or 100 to 300 feet in diameter, composed of stone or carbonaceous material. Objects of this size are estimated to collide with Earth on average once every few hundred years. Since the object exploded high in the atmosphere without impacting the Earth's surface, it generated a fireball and shockwave but did not leave a crater. Only a few small fragments, less than a millimeter in size, have been discovered as potential remnants of the object. The energy released by such an explosion would be sufficient to ignite forests, but the subsequent shockwave would surely surpass the fires and extinguish them. As a result, the Tunguska blast scorched the forest but did not lead to a sustained fire. Siberia, with its unique and challenging environment in the Tunguska Taiga, has served as an astronomical laboratory since the 1920s. Tunguska researchers have been driven by a desire to uncover the truth behind the event, but they have not been willing to settle or move on without reaching a definitive consensus. And maybe when they do, we could think of ways to mitigate or maybe not let this happen again. Who knows? Only time will tell. Well, this ends today's video. Let us know what you think caused this disaster in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more History in Minute.